Yo, dude, I can't believe she was holding through this, man. She was bag holding down a $250,000.
For real, man. And I was just thinking to myself, if that was me on my I'd be losing my mind. This is one of those trading nightmares we talked about, right?
Oh, absolutely, dude. Hell yeah! Like, I would be not able to sleep. Like, forget about having a nightmare. I wouldn't be able to sleep. So, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Coast to Coast Traders Podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Robbie.
What's up, man? So, how you been?
I've been good, but dude, we just got to get right into this because we're talking about some spicy business. We talked about Furus a couple weeks ago.
That's right, we
and
did.
I'm not here to throw some shade necessarily calling Tori a Furu, but man, not leading by example maybe on this one, right?
For sure, definitely not, man. This is not the example that you want to set for anybody when you claim to be an educator, you got a community and all that stuff. And I appreciate the honesty and the transparency, but it's like you should never have gotten yourself into this point at all, right?
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we do have a little survey for you guys, the viewers. Really quick.
Yeah.
Really quick. It's kind of silly. We talked about this a couple episodes at the very end. I don't think we got a lot of users who went, viewers who went all the way through there. So, quick question is, when you chart and when you trade, do you chart Goog, G-O-O-G, or Google with Goog with the L at the end? This is a very simple thing, but you always use the one with the L, right? Google?
Yeah.
And dude, I always use
Actually,
Goog.
no, I think I use the Goo because it's just shorter.
Yeah.
But if I was trading shares or holding shares, I'd want the Google with an L because that's going to give you the voting rights.
That's right. Okay, yeah. So I do the same thing too. I've always done just Goog with no L because it's like faster to type it, and it's 4 letters, and like all the other tickers are typically 3 or 4 letters, right? Well, actually, you get some ones and some twosies in there, right? But yeah, it's usually up to 4. So the 5-letter one just always threw me off from the get-go, and I was like, I don't want that 5-letter one. I'm going to stick with the 4-letter. So
yeah, what's funny is that it's not even in my top like generic watch list on TradingView at the moment, which is surprising because I must type it in a lot, but for some reason I just didn't have it. But yeah, let us know in the comments, guys.
Yeah.
Google with an L or just Goog?
Yeah, Goog or Google. All right. So, Robbie, walk me through this trade, bro. What was she doing?
All right. Well, so first of all, we talked about Tori just for a hot second a couple weeks ago, but there's this person on X, and she called out Tori for bag holding through a really significant short trade on platinum, and it was just pretty bad because she broke so many of her own rules, and I think she was in some serious denial that her thesis was wrong, and she had many times to get out, or even like flip the script and change directions. Only taking a reasonable loss, and then going the other way. But she just didn't, and she held down so crazy. I had to just look back at the chart, and having watched a couple of her videos and knowing a little bit about how she does her TA, I just went ahead and looked up the platinum chart, and I drew the trend line pretty much just how she describes it, saw where her entry was per her own screenshots and everything, and then just kind of like said, okay, so when was the trade potentially invalidated based on how she kind of draws things? She likes to have a 4-hour trend line, at least 3 touches, and then she wants to see a move break through. So I guess in this case, she's a breakout trader. For her, she says it's highly probable. But like you were saying to me, and obviously I very much agree. When she entered, there was still old resistance potentially turning new support there.
Right here. Yep.
So yeah, it's a really tough one because she held for like 23 days, but she was in some serious drawdown.
Yeah. So let's cut right to Ninja Trader here. I fired up the replay for everybody, and what I did was I already entered. So this is her entry. This is her exact entry time, the exact entry price, or like pretty close to it. So her entry was actually 383.05. So she must have like entered 20 cons at 383 and then 20 cons at 383.1 because her average price was 05, and you can't. It goes in 0.10 increments. All right. So like, and that's all right here in her posts, right? So, if you want to, I'll zoom in here. If you want to pause it, anybody, and like see this, this is literally where there's the date and time right there where she entered 40 contracts that she sold at 383.05. And then there's where she, marketed out, and that was her market fill. So you can see she got in with a market order, she got out, right?
Yeah.
So all that out of the way, this is ultimately how far the trade drew against her, and this is ultimately where she closed it for profit, right? Which, of course, like going back to the picture you shared, it did, of course, like go down considerably lower, and even the exit is questionable, because if you look at like just break, she looks like she got out at the break of like this pivot or near this pivot, and man, that was coming down so hard. It was like, I don't know. I guess me personally, I would be thinking like, well, let me trim and then move break even or something and try to make this worthwhile. But there's way too many emotions on this trade for sure.
Yeah, and of course, like if it was any of one of us on like a day trade, sometimes we're just so happy to finally be break even. And so even though the risk to reward was not great, happy to be green finally, sometimes it's hard to hard to start thinking more clearly again, to be like, okay, could I really hold this, or am I just so like glad to be green that I just want to get out?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, shoot. I didn't realize it was on auto break even on this.
Oh, right.
We almost just got accidentally stopped out there for break even on this bracket. But I put this on 100x, and this is an hourly hourly chart, right? So oh my god, I have to put this she's gonna go all the way back like up here somewhere.
Yeah.
And for this drawdown. And it's pretty crazy, like having 40 contracts. I mean, she was up considerably. Now the chart's not even moving at all. We might have a replay glitch here. But unless it was, I don't know when the market's closed for platinum or whatever. But this is essentially is it, right? So if we just I think if I manually skip forward, it's going to close out this position. But that's it. Like she makes 90,000 and she risked like 250. She was in drawdown 250.
Right. And I don't know exactly what her normal stop loss would have been, if I remember correctly in her reply video, because actually she did. I think at this point she felt so called out on X and everything that she ended up making a reply video. And if you weren't actually out of town, we probably would have talked about this last weekend. But I think it kind of works out better for us because we wouldn't have seen that reply video at the time. And so now that she has that out there in the public, bravo for eating some humble pie, I guess, and just saying, yeah, I goofed. But it kind of makes you question like credibility a little bit. When somebody is also charging a pretty strong premium for like mentorship / guides sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And is this the person that I want to be learning from? Because I mean, obviously, guys, we all make mistakes, and we've talked about it before. Nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of times we only see the green trades, of course. And this actually wasn't really intended to be public. The only reason we know about it is because she replied to the person on X with her account screenshots, the entries and exits. But she deleted those replies. So fortunately, that the person on X, they saved the receipts for later. So we have this to talk about, but it's just it's kind of sad because there was, like we said, there's breaking base after she got stopped out. I don't think she draws supply and demand zones. I just kind of put those there as kind of like zones that I might have looked at. But just based on trend line types of drawings, she had a lot of opportunities to flip sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, I could just see like how somebody might draw a variety of different trend lines here, which is what makes it concerning, is because like, how do you know that you have the right one? And obviously she didn't.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and then like she has this like weird explanation too, is that like that basically she was watching another podcast where like three other traders were talking about their success and it sent her on tilt. And it was just kind of like, I mean,
Yeah.
like that's pretty fundamental. Like comparison is the thief of joy. So like why are you comparing your success to anybody else? You know, because they have more verified profits than you. Like there's always a bigger fish. Like, are you gonna, if you keep going down that road and you become like the number one like retail trader, educator, or whatever, then aren't you just gonna start saying, well, geez, Goldman made more money than me last year, so I got to size up and make more money than Goldman Sachs? Like, when does that end? You know?
Well, it's funny because wait, I would actually really like to know which podcast that was, just out of curiosity. But did you watch by chance a video I sent you from Lance B somewhat recently, where he was talking about he wanted to be the first one to make 20 million in his per
Yes.
year,
And he lost two
and so
million.
yeah, so he was off to a really good start himself that year, but then he went oversized because he thought this was a great setup, and he got cut fast. Dude, was it 30 minutes? 2 million in 30 minutes?
Yeah, it was something very quick. It was under an hour for sure that he lost like 2 mil, which was wild, but
Yeah.
which was definitely
So in
wild.
his case, he wasn't comparing to somebody else. He was just like he was just pushing the bar higher on his own
Uh-huh.
performance, which I understand, and that's fine and all, but Tori, um, she oversized it basically in the same manner because she thought, oh yeah, this is it. I want to be like those guys, and this is my trade where I can do it. And when we size up out of greed, we get slapped like a lot of the time, most
Oh
of the
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, most of the time. You know what else stands out to me too is that like she described this as being A plus.
Hmm.
And it's just like boy, you know, I could see a lot of reasons why I wouldn't think this is A plus. Like without, like without being the hindsight hero, I'm just thinking like, okay, sure. Like
Yeah.
we had this, sort of double top, we wicked over, we came down hard, right? But
Hmm.
then after coming down hard, we start to catch like support. So like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be thinking like I guess I could see how somebody's like, okay, well we're we're just chopping our way up here and then we put in this distinct like lower high and start flushing down. But like
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I would be instantly concerned if the next 4 hour candle was like this hammer off the low. I'd be like, oh shoot, well, we broke under this pivot, we swept under it, we couldn't close under it on this 4 hour candle or that one. So I'm seeing buyers here. I'd be thinking, yeah, I need to probably exit this. Like, and you would
Yeah. And I forgot if
okay.
she was an ICT trader or not. So that's the only reason I drew that like fair value gap box there.
Uh-huh.
But I actually don't think she is.
No,
So
I
that's
don't
a
think
little
she
bit
is either.
irrelevant.
Yeah, I don't think she
Yeah.
is either. But even still, like she had some time where she was definitely green on the trade and could have like cut it or moved to break even. And that's
Hmm.
like I think the podcast that she's referring to is the round table with words of wisdom where he has uh shoot, let me see if I can find it real quick. He's got uh
NBB trader, Jade Cap.
J Cap and Kane Capital or Trader Kane. What's that guy's name?
Well, when I search for roundtable, I see NBB trader, Jade Cap, Ali Khan, ICT, and some person named Kimmel Trading.
Hmm.
So there could be multiple round. Oh, you know what? There's several round tables. My bad.
Yeah, there is. There's
Okay, yeah,
I'm trying to think about which one it is.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's Umar, Ashraf, Trader Kane, and Jade Cap. Maybe
that's it.
3 months ago.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah,
That
and
could be the one if the timing works out.
the timing does work out too. So I think that was happened is that she was on that, and was watching that and was just thinking about like, oh hey, these guys are, because what JCap have a $2.5 million payout, and then what did Trader Kane have like 1.8. So
Yeah.
you got these two guys there by themselves. With forget about Umar. I know he's pretty successful, but over $4 million in trading profits, like.
And then here Tori's like, oh, I only made 300,000 this year. I think I could be mistaken, but it was six figures something if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it just like for in her minds when she's seen people doing multiple millions, and she's just with her paltry 6 figures. It's like, oh shoot, I'm not as good of a trader as they are, so let me turn it up.
Right. The other part
Yeah.
too is I'm just gonna quickly search for this market mommy. Don't be salty, because she's the one who was like talking a
Yeah.
lot
So
of smack
actually,
about Tori.
she posted on X, and then she actually posted the video. I saw the X post first, and then I watched her video on YouTube, where she basically shows, I think, on the Ninja replay, similar to what you were doing, and how it just went so far against her.
Yep.
And she was just kind of questioning that whole idea, and then also like wondering about when she might be margin called, or like when she would have potentially closed that trade if it never came back down, which is really dangerous, because if we remember correctly, her account size was like maybe 600 something thousand.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Yep.
you're holding, almost $250,000 against her position, that is a huge, like, that's a devastating blow for anybody, just percentage wise, which is, perhaps more important than the actual dollars. Would you agree or no?
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Absolutely. Like
Hmm.
that's a huge concern. It's like, even just looking at this chart, when was she gonna stop out?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like this 4 hour candle had to be like gut wrenching, dude. Like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, imagine just like checking
Hmm.
the chart and being here and be like, oh okay, shit, I'm down like 100K, and then like 4 hours later, I'm down 200 something K. Like, dude, because this is close to the top. She was down 260 at the top. Should be down 200 here.
Yeah, like I could see before that candle maybe rationalizing some bias. Oh, it's like a fake out new all-time high, and now we have like some kind of head and shoulders. But as soon as it even breaks that first yellow trend, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm invalidated. Because if I'm talking like this is like a 5 minute chart or something like that, that's exactly the kind of candle that would like completely invalidate if I was short.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And dude, I mean, it's
Yeah.
24 days. 24 days of sitting in that drawdown, dude. 24 days.
Hmm.
24
Yeah.
calendar days.
Yeah.
Like,
So it kind of makes you wonder if this is why she was acting a little unpredictable on her birthday, because maybe she was like just thinking about that position too heavily. Who knows? I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. Like,
mm-hmm.
I guess, we're talking about this, guys, because people love drama, and we're probably going to get some clicks on this video. But of course, it's trading related. So I mean, we're going to talk about anything that's trading and market related. So sometimes it's going to be drama, sometimes it's going to be TA, whatever.
Yeah, I think just there's a big lesson to be learned here, though, for all traders, right? Is like, yeah, this particular example is going to draw a lot of attention because of who she is, and there's not that many female traders, so like all of them seem to draw a lot of attention just because they're female in a very male
Yeah.
dominant world. So like biologically that makes sense, and I get it, but
Hmm.
regardless of your gender, and regardless of your trading experience, if you think about it, she let more than 1/3 of her account go into drawdown. So imagine
Yeah.
like for an average person, you're trading with $1,000 account or a $10,000 account, and you let more than 1/3 of your account go into drawdown, and you have no defined, here's where I'm going to stop out. So like,
Hmm.
like this was a very bullish market, like bullish highs. Like, I'm assuming this is probably like the 9. No, this has got to be like what EMA cloud is this? The 20?
The 512. No, the 512 is the top one, right? And
Yeah,
then that
that's
one
say
should be the
9.
3450, maybe. I don't remember, because I don't really use Ripster clouds. I
Mhm.
pretty much typically use the just 9 and 20. I recently have the Ripster clouds on my chart, but I haven't yet remembered which colors for the different bands are
Gotcha.
which groups. But I mean,
If I had to
you
guess,
just
this is probably the 9, like, because this is 512, this is 8 9 here,
okay,
so this is probably like the 3450.
3450.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, dude, this is the 4-hour 50 EMA. And then, so
Yeah.
you know, like daily EMA wise, this is a very strong uptrend. You can just tell higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, equal highs, you know, still holds the higher low here. Doesn't break below this, right? Higher high. Like, so at a certain point, you're in this trade and you're watching a very, very bullish commodity, platinum, make a higher high, and then like, yeah, I'm gonna keep sitting in this. Like, that is absolutely ludicrous. Like, to her face, I would tell you tell her you were insane for just staying in this trade, and you got so flippin' lucky. And if you do this again, you're probably not gonna get lucky like that, and it's gonna hurt bad.
Yeah, for real. And that's not to like be disrespectful, because like it's sometimes the truth hurts, but it's the truth, you know?
It's the truth.
And sometimes we can say things in a better way, but like, yeah, like that's what you said about if it happens again, it could be the end. Like that's for real, man, because
for real.
I know plenty of times I've taken trades where I've gotten lucky and I didn't learn my lesson. And that's the crazy thing about luck sometimes is we have such a positive emotion to good things, even if it's just like the 1%, and that 1% will stick with us more so than the 90% negative things. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. We
Like,
remember that one time.
I've been burned by this trade, and then the one time you get lucky, dopamine, boom, and it's like next time you like subconsciously the same things. Like I smell the same setup. You know, this is the 10 bagger, you know, or whatever.
Yep.
And we get trapped, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for us, we're trading props, so it can't be as devastating. And this is a full cash account, so this is even worse.
It is.
But yeah, it's tough, you know. So respect to her for coming clean, even though she probably didn't want to.
Yep.
But yeah, I hope that she will learn from this, as we all should.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Damn, dude. All right, so that's the Coast to Coast Traders lesson of the week right there. Is do not bag hold. Do not bag hold. Like, because truthfully, you don't know where your stop is going to be. You've literally turned into a gambler. You're turned into a degenerate. You're just gambling, and you are hoping and praying that this trade works out. And and you know what? If it does, like, great. But you are playing with fire. So don't play with fire. Be a process-driven, systematic trader.
And also systematically smash the like button and subscribe if you're new.
That's right. Systematically.
We'd love to have you around next time.
That's right.
In the next episode.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I think that's it for us today.
All right, guys. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.